Hello guys, welcome back to math class. So this time we are going to review about this factoring. First one is about GCF, second one is difference of square, and third one is just simple factoring with a GCF. And this one I will make the video for next video, okay? So let's do this one first. Greatest common factor. Well, there's so many ways that we can do greatest common factor, but I don't use this one, but I'll show you what I can do here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find greatest common factor of 21 and 15. So let me find factors of 21. So it's gonna be, let's see, 1 times 21, 2 does not go in there, so 3 times 7, and that's about it. For 15, it's gonna be 1 times 15 and 3 times 5. So which factor do these two numbers have in common? 1 and 3. And out of this number, 3 is the greatest number that they have in common, right? So that's gonna be the GCF for these two. So I'm gonna factor out 3, which means I'm gonna divide each number. And if I look at the variable, this one has an x, this one has a y, so I cannot take this one out. So that's about it. So let's factor out 3. 21 divided by 3, it's gonna be 7x minus 15 divided by 3 is gonna be 5, and it has a y. And that's it. Remember, when you do the factoring, when you multiply this one back, you should have exactly same number that you had before, okay? So keep that in mind. So let me see if there's another number that can be fun to factor. I'm gonna go over question number 10. So we have 3 numbers. Now, we have 10, we have 9, and this one does not even have a number. So we cannot really have factor like number here. So we don't have any number, but let's look at the variables. This one has a squared, this one has an a, this one has a squared. Which means we can take out a from each one of them, but we cannot take out a squared because this one has only one a. Same thing for the b. We have a b squared, but this one has only one b, so we can take maximum number of only one b. So that's going to be the GCF. So let's take out ab. So it's going to be 10. A squared divided by a is just 1a. B squared divided by b is 1b. Do you see? If you don't know what I'm saying, a will cancel out this one, b will cancel out this one, okay? Plus 9, a will cancel out, b will cancel out this 2 into 1. So we have only one b left over. Oh, it's not a, it's 9b. Minus, this a will cancel this one out, this b will cancel this one out. So we only have one a left over. So that's about it. And obviously when you try to do it, you might want to rearrange this order because you might want to write in alphabetical order. So possibly in your multiple choice question, you may have negative a plus 10ab plus 9b, something like that, okay? I think that's about it, but for you, I will go over one more question. Let me go over 8 and negative 22 like that one. So again, I don't use this method, but I will show you one more time. 8, I can go with a 1 times 8, 2 times 4. 22, I can go with a 1 times 22, 2 times like 11. And as you can see, 2 is the greatest common factor, right? But if you try to do it like that, it's gonna be it will take a while because it has 2 numbers. So I usually just go with a 1 number and see, does 8 goes into 22? Does 4 goes into 22? Does 2 goes into 22? Something like that. But it's up to you. So we already know 2 is the GCF. So I'm going to take out 2. Let's see how many x can I take up to. We have x to the 3rd power. We have the x to the 5th power. So it seems I can take out up to 3x's. For the y, I have a 4y, y to the 4th power, y to the 6th power. So looks like I can take out y to the 4th from each one of them. So 2x to the 3rd power, y to the 4th power, that's going to be your GCF. Let's see what happens. 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. X to the third power will disappear. Y to the fourth power will disappear. So we have only 4 left over. Minus this 22 divided by 2 will give you 11. X to the fifth power divided by x to the third power. So 5 minus 3 is going to be 2. And 6 minus 4 is going to be also 2. So it's going to be 11x squared y squared. That's it. And again, you might want to rewrite this one into 2x to the third power y to the fourth power over negative 11x squared y squared. Oops. Okay, I don't have enough space. Now let me rewrite it here like that. Okay. And again, also what you can do is, no. Now I see what I forgot. Plus 4. And like if you don't like to negative, you can take this one out. Obviously, you gotta take out negative from here as well. So you have that option, just letting you know. So that's about GCF, what you gotta know. Now let's go to the difference of square. As you know, a squared minus 64, you set up 2 parentheses. It's gonna be a plus 8 times 8 is 64. So it's gonna be 8, like that, okay? Now, you must know, as you know, 8 times a, you get a squared. 8 times negative 8, you get negative 8. Positive 8 times a, you got plus 8a. I forgot a here. 8 times negative 8 is negative 64. And as you can see, these 2 disappears, right? Which you'll get a squared minus 64. So keep that in mind. This difference of square, you will use it like almost every day in calculus. So you must feel very comfortable. Now, what I want you guys to do is, you guys can figure out these numbers by yourself later. But try question number 9. Pause the video, try question number 9. If you got m plus 9, m minus 9, you're wrong. If you got m plus 9, m plus 9, you're also wrong. Because, do you see the sign is positive, not negative? So if you multiply this one back for the first one, you're going to get m squared minus 81, which is not the same. That's why this one is wrong. This one is also wrong because if you do it, you get what? M squared plus 9m plus 9m plus 81, which is m squared plus 18m plus 81, which is not same with this one. So how can we factor this one? You can't. So you cannot, it's not factorable. Okay, this number itself is complete. So that's about it, I think. Just this one, like 1 plus 5n, like 1 minus 5n. If you can do like all these things like by yourself, like you should be good. All right. So if you have any question, just let me know later. I will probably go over this one, but I think you should be good. Factoring trinomial, I don't think I will have to go over this. Yeah, let me go over this one, the 19 and 21, so that you can do 22, okay? So C, this one is what? Negative 45 on the top, negative 12 on the bottom. What's the 2 number that can give you this? Negative 15 and positive 3. So it's going to be what? X minus 15, X plus 3, and that's it. I mean, although I actually had to use C, but who cares about that? But what about in this case, when you have a b squared in the back? It's the same thing. Just what you put is negative 30. But you can actually put b squared and what? 13, not ab, 13b or stuff like that. But even if you don't put b squared, that's not going to be a big problem. So let's look at it. What can give you this? Negative 10. No, it's not negative 10 and negative 3. Because that's not going to give you a negative 30. So let's say it's going to be 15 and negative 2. So it's going to be x, no, not x, a plus 15, a minus 2. But if you do it, we're missing out b, right? So what you're going to do is simply you are going to put b here. Okay, that's it. Because supposedly you actually have to put b squared and b here with a minus 15b and minus b. But isn't it too confusing if I put b here like that? So for me, when I see any variable at the end like that, I just add b at the end. Because when you multiply this one back, you will actually get this one at the end, okay? So that's about it. I think you guys can do this one by yourself, like rest of them. So here, set 4. They're very kind. It says find GCF first and difference of square. That's what you should do first. So for example, 75 and 48. I will use the traditional method first and then my own method later. But what can give you 75? 1 times 75. 3 times 25. 4 does not go in there. 5 times 15. I think that's about it because I cannot think about anything else other than that. Yeah. 48 is 1 times 48. 2 times 24. 3 times 16. And 4 times 12. 5 times no. And 6 times 8. 8 times 6. Yeah. So that's about it. So what's the greatest common factor? Not 1. Is that going to be 3? Yeah, it's going to be 3, right? So if I take out 3, look at this. That's the one good thing about this one. If I take out 3, I have 25 left over for the first one and 16 for the second one, right? Because those are the factors. So that's one thing that you might want to know, but who cares? And is there anything else that I can factor further? I don't see anything. So let me factor out 3. Then I'm going to get 25 r squared minus 16. And as you can see, this one is a difference of square because 25 is a perfect square, 16 is a perfect square. So you got to come up with this one automatically. 5r times 5r can give you 25r squared. 4 times 4 can give you 16. So that's it. Right? So I think you guys can do this one by yourself like rest of them, but let me go over this one. This one does not even have a number. What do I have in common? M. How many m can I take out? 1, because this one is only 1. And how many n can I take out? Just 1. So it's going to be what? Mn is equal to what? M squared minus n squared. If you don't know why, look at this. M, that will disappear. That disappears. And get rid of them. This one becomes 2, right? Yeah, how can I factor this one? It's piece of cake. Set up 2 parentheses. Positive, negative. Something times something gives you m squared. M times m. Something times something gives you n squared. N times n. Oh, so easy, right? 27. Now remember, you cannot just move, slip and slide here because as you can see, 3, okay, so if I use traditional method for this case, are you gonna do it like that for every single question? Like 1 times 72, 2 times like what, 36, like 3 times, I don't even know, like 24, like, are you gonna do it for every single one of them and find out what GCF is? No, that's such a waste of time. So always, like this is something that I really wanted to say. When you're trying to find GCF, you don't even have to look for other numbers. Just look at the smallest number, which is 3. What can give you 3? 1 times 3. And only option that we have is going to be actually 3 in this case because 1 is worth less GCF. So I'm going to take out 3 because 3 goes into every single one of this number. 5x minus 24, like that. Simple. And then you're going to do this. Like that. So it's going to be 3x plus 8, x minus 3, like that. Okay. All right, that's about it. If you have any question, just let me know. Just let me help you with this one. 4 is the smallest number, right? So and every single one of this one has a y, at least one y. So GCF is going to be 4y. Okay. So keep that in mind. Alright, I think that's about it for this video. If you have any question, let me know. Love you guys as always. Bye.